Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I am Mick Alphanim. Everything's looking good. Let's start here on U.Today with a little bit of XRP news. And the article goes as such: Ripple lawsuit. John Deaton predicts shocking thing that might happen after summary judgment briefing. So let's just take a little look here, a little bit of a gander and see what's going on here. Anything we should be concerned about. John Deaton, crypto law founder, is making a bold prediction as to what might happen after the summary judgment briefings are made public. He stated, quote, "When the summary judgment motions are public, we will see evidence we are currently unaware of." Let me pause right there. Didn't I say this like months ago? We make some good calls here, don't we? I said this, that throughout this case, if certain things are unveiled, the public is able to actually read these particular, bodies of information, take a gander over this data, whatever might be released, especially things that might be correlated to a lot of those redactions, since the, SEC has become the lord of redactions. Heck, they redact everything. Hand you a piece of paper, everything is black. The whole paper is black. There's no words on it because everything is redacted. SEC. I was gonna say something else, but let me hold my tongue. My goodness. Anyway, yeah. So I believed all along that this would happen. This would come to pass, and that there would be shocking things coming out about the SEC if what was alleged against Hinman is true, and that individual was notified by another regulatory entity that what that individual was engaged in, according to the articles, that it was illegal activity. Then there is possibility there is more corruption and illegality within that institution to be found. Possibly. Okay? I think that's just logical. But let's continue on here. He stated, quote, "When the summary judgment motions are public, we will see evidence we are currently unaware of, including testimony from Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse, co-founder Chris Larson, Ripple CTO David Schwartz, and former Ripple employees. It includes testimony from Hinman." We're coming. I wish I had some glass bottles. You remember that movie, The Warriors? Do you remember that? They made a remake of it. I never watched the remake, but you remember the part, the guy with the glass bottles? SEC, come out and play. Is that how it went? That's how I remember it. Or is that like am I undergoing, what do they call that thing? Where something changes in the past or you believed it wrongly? What is that called? Oh, am I experiencing a Mandela effect? Some of my people out there are like, oh, Alphanim knows about Mandela effects. Yes, I do. That's very interesting. But let's continue on here. You distracted me. Oh man, I love to have a little bit of fun with you guys from time to time. I really do. It says, and former employees, it includes testimony from Hinman and other. This is the key. We are about to hit the SEC with a backbreaker, a torture rack that will make Lex Luger jealous. If some of you remember the wrestler Lex Luger, oh, that torture rack was insane. Remember he beat Hogan? You don't remember that? That was a classic. Yeah, we're about to put the smackdown, as The Rock would say, on the SEC. It says other SEC officials. Then it has names: Amy Starr and Valerie S. This could be huge. We'll see what comes out of this, but this is great. This has to get people fired up. The closer we get to the ending of this case, the closer we can ensure dominance within this case, the closer we can move forward with mass adoption and the click flipping of the switch. Actually, you know what? I don't even want to go with a switch like that. I want to go with a lever. Just, you know how it's like in a science laboratory and they crank that big lever, click, and it just, all the electric comes on. I picture it like that. But the closer we get to that particular moment that we all long for. Now, it's still going to take time. After that, infrastructures have to be set up. All of these businesses have to be, briefed, brought in. There's different levels and degrees to this, but we still want to get to that point because it will be the beginning flood. We want to start getting these floods in. So we want this case to end, and we want to ensure that we are going to win 100%. Not 99, not 98, not 99.9. No, 100%. We are going to dominate this case. So that's what this is about. We're facing a formidable opponent, and we must not take our eyes off of our opponent. So now let's scoot ahead here to this other article. This is on newsbtc.com. And this article is titled, XRP signals considerable uptick. Will social media lift its price? My goodness, what? I can't even believe people are still saying this about the bank coins. Retail, my goodness, people still believe retail is going to move that price. Now, let me tell you something. When the price does go up, it's because a lot of big money. It's not necessarily the retail. Retail will benefit, but there's a lot of big money behind the scenes that will come in and scoop up XRP, and it will make that price go up a little bit. But retail is not what's going to make XRP's price go to that exponential rise where people are going to have generational wealth, which is what most XRP holders are hoping for. Generational wealth. This is not a quick money play. So what retail does means absolutely nothing. This is why Ripple is concentrating, just like Quant is and just like Algorand is. We're going to get to Algorand, by the way. There's going to be chapters in this video. Algorand's doing something absolutely huge, and I knew they would. Oh, it's going to explode. And most people are going to miss the train, but not me, not Alvini. I'm deep in all the bank coins. No matter which ones take off, I win. Ching, ching. I'm feeling good today. Let's read this little tidbit here. It says, XRP price has demonstrated a significant uptick that came with engaging social media tweets and discussing, does this hint at a potential bull run? I have to pause. My goodness, listen, at the same time, if you observe closely, I'll put it that way. If you observe closely throughout the entirety of this year, no matter when XRP is being mentioned, and most of the time is being mentioned in correlation with projects that it's engaged in, deals that it has done, partnerships it has landed. That's when everybody goes to YouTube and Twitter and they're typing things about XRP. When they discover something new that is doing, a new deal. A new bank coming in, a new business, large business institution coming in. That's when there is the uptick in the discussions. So what you're looking at really is just a byproduct of the work that Ripple is putting in and the discovery of that work. It's not necessary. So also, you know, whether retail buys it that time or not, most of the time you're seeing a little bit of, you're seeing more potentiality in XRP based on the corridors that it's setting up, based on the infrastructures it's setting up, sandboxes it might engage in, central banks that might test it. You have, entities that are trying to use it for payroll. They're going to test that also. So you have all of this. And then on top of that, Ripple buying a ton of XRP, selling a ton of XRP. They have a lot of activity going on because they have to provide for on-demand liquidity at different times until they can flip the switch, until everybody is primed, until all these banks are holding XRP. Then XRP will become very rare. But so you're seeing the markets react to those happenings. And so what sits on top of that, what you're looking at superficially, is just, well, people are mentioning it, and so the potential is going up. It says XRP price has demonstrated a significant uptick that came with engaging social media. That's just a byproduct. In my humble opinion, that's just a byproduct. You have to look at why. You come to me without the why. Merovingian, you come to me without the why. Causality, there's cause and effect. You're only seeing the effect. You have to know the cause. The cause is the work that Ripple is putting in. And also the cause, I'll say this, are the researchers out there working tirelessly to bring the information to the people to even know what's going on. Or else the people would still be calling XRP, XLM, and Algorand stable coins. And ish coins, insert bad word here, So, I humbly disagree with that assessment. The bank coins will not have parabolic runs. I mean, like the generational wealth type of runs until the banks step in. That's what they're made for. For example, that's what's going to make Quant go absolutely insane, and it will be too late for people to obtain an entire Quant at a certain point, in my humble opinion. Not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Because they're working with at this point, it has to be over 600 banks. You can look it up yourself. I've showed so much data here, so many PDFs, so much information, so many articles here. It has to be up to 600 banks at this point. That's what's going to make that price explode. Algorand, working with so many banks, that's what's going to make that price explode. XRP is right there as well. Hedera is in there also, Cello. You know the usual suspects in the Bankcoin family. So let's continue on here. Okay, now we're going to get to the big news. Algorand, let me clap it up for you. Oh man, keep doing a great job. I'm highly impressed. I'm excited. I can't wait for this explosion to happen. And I know it's going to take time. I'm logical and I'm patient. I know you have to set things up. I know. Listen to this here. This is the head of Koi Banks. If you're an Algorand holder and you're not fired up by this, I don't know what would get you fired up. Let's read this right here. Leo Elduayan, the head of Koi Banks, tweeted, LatAm, buckle up. At Koi Banks is coming. Says then there's an explosion here, like a little bomb icon here. It says blockchain payment rails plus 10 banks. I'm in the money. We're in the money. Money, 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 money. How many money songs can I sing? Plus 10 banks. Plus 4 governments. 4 governments. This is where we're starting. Plus 15 fintechs. Then they actually say it. And we're just getting started. Haven't I been saying that? Look at the setup. It's unbelievable. Muy linda, mi gente. It's beautiful. Not financial advice. We're so wealthy, it's ridiculous at this point if everything continues to go according to plan. No guarantees of anything, but the setup is beautiful. Cause and effect. Right now, the cause, is explosive. We just have to wait to see if the proper effects arise out of the cause. I don't have to go much further with that one. That is such a huge statement. Blockchain protocol Algorand leads $22 million investment round in tokenization. The funds will be used by the Latin American firm Koi Banks to expand infrastructure and build payment rails. I told you Algorand was going to be doing a great job. I told you the Stacey Wharton effect would great time to be alive. It definitely is. So now let's move on here. Just a little tidbit from Quant. This was a tweet from Quant. It says, join us. We have a number of exciting vacancies on our rapidly growing team. Rapid growth in a world economy where almost everyone is worried about a global recession. All right. Not only that, where lots of people are getting fired, where lots of companies are losing money and they're afraid to expand. You have companies like Quant rapidly expanding, Ripple hiring, rapidly expanding, Algorand hiring, rapidly expanding. They are doing very well. That's what you want in a company. And think about the implications of that. They're expanding, growing, and what is their specialty? Working with banks. You can't ask for more. This is a great time for Quant and Quant holders. In my humble opinion, the future is extremely bright. Yes, I believe it will absolutely explode past its all-time high. Some point in the future, I don't know when, but I know that because of these particular catalysts, these particular causes, the effect when it comes to Quant, at least when it comes to Quant, is very, very perceivable. And I'm calling it now. I believe it's going to shatter its all-time highs. Quant is it. You can say a few of these bank coins are once in a lifetime opportunities. Some will go higher than others, in my humble opinion. But Quant, in particular, has the potential to be so explosive, so mind-blowing, that only a few coins can rival it when it comes to generational wealth. at this point. And I wouldn't have said that long ago, but because of what Quant has done this year, the same thing could be said about XDC, Zenfin. I watched them for a long time. I didn't take any action on them. I was watching them to make sure that I was seeing what was actually there, that they had the substance that I believed that they had, and they did as well. Those two projects have taken off this year like no other. My goodness, the expansion, the deals, working with governments, working with banks, all big money stuff. Now, let's go here. Vechain. We have a little tweet here. This is from Sebastian _ROK. Vechain and PWC. Utility, the age of utility is coming rapidly, and the world needs it. They definitely do. You know, Vechain is the standard when it comes to traceability protocols. So it says Vechain and PWC's digital maker, #Vechain's partnership with PWC has been highlighted in the paper Importance of Blockchain Within the Big Four CPA Firms, Cryptocurrency's Existence. So you know PWC is within the one of the big four CPA firms, right? So Vechain is going to be providing services, traceability services, for this massive institution. This is just where it begins. Of course, a lot of the partners and collaborators with PwC will see this, and they also will want to partake, because if it's good enough for PwC, it's good enough for me. That's how a lot of institutions are going to think. And also, when they're sitting in meetings, they're going to recommend these types of services because they want everyone within their network to be on the same page, to run similar infrastructures. So, you know, if you have a similarity in the infrastructures, then you don't have to worry too much about incompatibility when it comes to a myriad of different variables. You don't have to worry about incompatibility causing you an issue or a problem. You understand what I'm saying? So they have a little article here, but my computer is going haywire right now. I can't read the article, so I'll just, if I get a chance, I'll post that article in the members only section, okay? So now let's end off here with a little bit of H-bar news, and this is music to an H-bar holder like me. It's music to my ears. The H-bar Foundation. I don't know what that was. That look was I just pulled that out of the back of my mind. Just, you have to keep it interesting. Like, we get on camera so many times, you know. You have to keep it interesting for yourself. A lot of times I'm amusing myself. The H-bar Foundation tweeted this: #Hedera's core competency to date has been to work with large financial institutions to adopt tokenized solutions for everything from cross-border payments with stablecoins, CBDCs, and securities issued as tokens. All big money, trillions of dollars. And remember, and it's so strange how they do this. The bank coins, the bank coin blockchains like to keep those activities so quiet. You don't read about it in the mainstream media. You don't hear about it in the mainstream media at all. And what's even more disturbing is that retail investors don't talk about stuff like this. So there was like 2 or 3 articles came out, was like a month or 2 back, we covered that, where H-bar was tested, and Hedera was running infrastructure for certain banks in Africa. There was like 2 or 3 banks, and they were testing stable coins and things like that. I think they were working within digital sandboxes, which, by the way, there's another piece of news I forgot to put in here. MTech, if you saw 2 days ago, holy smokes, MTech is working with the Bank of Ghana. You guys didn't even tell me. That's okay, we're in the money. It's looking really, really good right now. So they're testing things out in MTech's digital sandbox. So that's another bank that could possibly be using H-bar, Hedera. I like to hear this from the bank coins, that their focus is large financial institutions. So now you don't have to make a mistake about thinking where Hedera's future is going to be heading, which makes perfect sense to me. When, like I said, when you see that FIS is on their board, you think that they don't want that money? Of course they want that money. They want that money flowing across H-bar. H-bar's price is going to go up. So that means the primary holders of H-bar will benefit greatly. Oh, man. So that's all the news for today, everyone. I mean, I have more. I have to make either later this evening or tomorrow morning. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more articles I'm going to probably put in a members only video, okay? That one's going to be a potent one. We have a lot to go over. So now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? If you can, click that like button. I would greatly appreciate that. It helps me to stay in the algorithm. YouTube will shake me out the algorithm. My goodness. They're so cruel sometimes. So until next time, let's get to the money.